Welcome to Easy to Love Yoga with Shanna. Today we're going to do a chair yoga practice, and we're just making sure that we have a yoga mat underneath our chair so it doesn't slip, and a chair that's nice and comfortable for us. Let's come seated forward in our chair so our glutes are on the chair, our hamstrings are off the chair, allowing a 90-degree bend at the knees, and our feet are flat on the floor, helping support us in this upright pose. Thinking about our posture now, sitting nice and tall, rolling your shoulders back and down, and placing your palms on your knees. Closing your eyes, taking a moment to notice your breath. When you inhale, do allow the chest to rise and then the belly to rise. Exhaling, allowing the belly to fall and then the chest to fall. Take 3 more breaths and just notice if you're breathing deeply. Let's start a scan of our body, starting at the crown of our head and working down to our toes. Noticing any areas you need to be mindful of as you move through this practice today. It could be an old or a new injury that's bothering you. Please remember, if a pose doesn't feel right or doesn't feel comfortable, you do not need to do that pose. Please wait for us to move on to the next thing. Always keep yourself safe. Completing our scan. And starting with our 4 square breathing exercise. Starting with an inhale through the nose of 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the emptiness. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, relaxing the shoulders. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale, notice your posture. Retain. Exhale. Retain. And returning now to your regular breath, and just notice if you're breathing deeply. Keeping your eyes closed, lowering one ear towards one shoulder, gently stretching the side neck. One more breath here. Returning to center and slowly lowering the opposite ear to the other shoulder, stretching the other side of the neck. One more breath. Returning to center, lifting the chin high, adding a little extra to this stretch in the front of the neck by lifting the jaw. So making fish lips at the ceiling. One more breath. And relaxing, returning to center, and this time bringing the chin in towards the chest, stretching the back of the neck. Now holding here and slowly rolling the head towards one shoulder, and then across the back of the body, nice and slow and controlled. Coming once again across the front of the body. Again, across the back of the body, trying to relax the shoulders. Across the front of the body. Across the back. And one more time in this direction, across the front of the body. And pause at one shoulder. Now roll across the front of the body in the opposite direction. And then roll across the back of the body, relaxing the shoulders. Roll across the front. across the back, across the front. Last time, rolling across the back. And roll across the front, all the way across, stopping at the shoulder, slowly rolling the head back to center, and gently lifting the head, opening the eyes. Beautiful. Now we're going to take our fingertips to the back of our neck. We're going to gently massage up and down our neck. Just notice if you're holding any tension in your neck. A gentle massage up and down the neck. Once more, up and down the neck. Beautiful. Let's remove the hands and we're going to rotate the wrists. It's important to keep the wrists healthy. We use them all day long in everything we do, rolling the other way. Especially with the amount of time we spend on computers and phones, it's really important to think about taking care of your wrists. So we're going to make a stop sign with one hand and we're going to bring gentle pressure to the fingers just until you can feel the sensation of the stretch in the lower part of the wrist. So in this class, anytime we're doing any sort of movement, we always stop at that first sensation of the stretch. That's our current range of motion or our limitations, and will always keep us safe if we stop there. One more breath here. We're going to relax the hand, lower the fingers, and once again, gentle pressure just until you feel the sensation of the stretch along the top of the wrist. So this exercise is working the extensors and flexors of the wrist. One more breath here. And let's change sides. So making that stop sign, gentle pressure to the fingers until you feel the sensation of the stretch in the lower part of the wrist. One more breath. Relax the fingers down and once again, gentle pressure until you feel the sensation of the stretch along the top of the wrist. One more breath here. And let's just roll out the wrists in one direction and roll the opposite way. Beautiful. We're going to bring our hands together at heart center. We're going to lift the elbows up high. We're going to lower the fingers forward, bring them back to center, and then lower them towards our body. Coming back to center, lower them away, back to center, and lower them towards your body. And you might notice your elbows rise slightly when you move towards the body. That's okay. Back to center, forward, center, towards the body, center, forward, center, and towards the body. Back to center, now holding here, keeping those elbows high. Taking your left hand and pressing against the right hand, allowing the right hand to relax. Coming back to center, and now changing sides. One hand is pressing down, the other hand is relaxing. Back to center, press. Return to center and the other direction. Back to center. We'll do it once more in each direction. And last time. Coming back to center. Jazz hands, shake it out. Beautiful. Now what I'm going to have you do is star fingers. So I'm going to ask you to engage all the muscles in your fingers and the palms of your hands. Really stretch those fingers wide apart, engaging all the muscles. Feel the tension in the muscles. And relax. Let's do it again. Star fingers. Really stretch those fingers wide apart. Engage all the muscles. And relax. This time we're going to pretend we're holding on to a large jump rope and we're jumping forward. We're skipping. So we're rotating the hands in that forward direction. Getting nice movement in the wrists. Let's do 2 more rotations and we're going to pause. We're going to think about grabbing that jump rope again, only this time we want to jump backwards. So we're rotating the hands towards us now. Working the wrists. 2 more rotations and jazz hands, let's shake it out. Beautiful. Let's drop our hands by our side. We're going to do a nice flowing movement. We're going to start by bringing one hand overhead, looking up through the fingers, and then slowly changing to the other side. So keeping a nice fluid movement here, moving from side to side, going at your own pace. Some of you may need to move a little bit more slowly. That's okay. Just take your time. Looking through the fingers as the hands come overhead. And now adding a tiny side bend each time that hand comes up overhead. Add that tiny side bend. And deepen that side bend each time that hand comes overhead. Just a little bit more each time. A little bit more into the side bend. A little bit deeper. So you notice as you come deeper into that side bend, the hand will drop closer to the mat below the seat of the chair. Just notice as you deepen that side bend. Let's do 2 more singles. Beautiful. Once again, seated nice and tall. Let's roll the shoulders twice to the back. Roll the shoulders twice to the front, just releasing any tension. And now we're going to start with a reach forward to one side. Coming back up into a seated position and reach forward. Now you can take this spare hand and bring it behind you on the chair. As you reach forward, bring the other hand behind you. If that's not comfortable, you can leave your hand down by your seat. So find what works best for you today. Just reaching forward, deciding what you like to do with the hand you're not reaching with. Whether it's leaving it beside the chair or bringing it behind, you decide this is your practice. Reaching forward. And again. 2 more singles. Beautiful, and lowering those hands. Now we're going to take the hands up nice and high. We're going to look through the hands as if we're holding a beach ball, a clear beach ball in our hands, looking up through the beach ball at the ceiling. I want you to think about your posture here. Make sure your feet are nice and flat on the floor. And we're going to exhale and twist to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist the opposite way. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist, looking through that beach ball. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. 2 more singles. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Beautiful. Let's lower the hands. Now we're going to do a few rounds of cow and cat breath, starting with our hands at the side. Lifting the hands and our gaze up at the ceiling as we inhale into cow. Exhaling into cat, lowering the hands, arching the back towards the back of the chair. Inhaling to cow, lifting, looking up. Exhale to cat, arching, hands come down. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. 2 more. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Beautiful. And come sitting nice and tall. We're going to take our hands and just bring them to our hips. We're going to rotate in one direction. So just do this slowly. Think about coming forward, to the side, to the back, to the other side, and then forward. And then just do that in a nice fluid movement. It might feel a little uncomfortable. But this is really good movement for the body. Let's do 2 more in this direction. And pause. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. You might notice that one direction might seem a lot easier than the other. It's just because we're not used to moving in this sort of direction. And that's okay. Yoga is all about balance. What we practice on one side, we practice on the other side. Let's do 2 more. Beautiful, and pause when you get back to center. And I want you to take your hands and just hold on the back of your chair. Bring your feet slightly forward and bring your glutes just to the edge of the chair. I want you to think about holding onto that chair firmly with the hands. We're going to look up at the ceiling. We're going to look behind the chair. We're going to lift our chest and open our heart here. Breathing deeply. Two more rounds of breath. And slowly moving forward. Now we're going to step those feet back. We're going to slide back onto the chair so our glutes are once again on the chair. And let's shrug as we inhale. Exhale, release. Shrug, inhale. Exhale, release. Shrug, inhale. Exhale, release. One more time. Shrug, inhale. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Now we're going to take our feet on a diagonal. Knees and toes are pointed on a diagonal. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring our arms into a cactus pose. We're going to lower the hands forward. Bring them back up. Keeping those elbows shoulder height if you can. Lower forward and come back up. Forward and up. Forward and up. Lower forward and hold here. This time we're going to lower down and come back to that center. Lower down, return to center. Lower down, return to center. Down, center, and take it back to the top. Lower this way and down. So come to center, to the top. Center and down. Center, to the top, center, down, center, to the top. Once more through. Center, down, center, to the top. And let's lower the hands. Let's roll out the shoulders to the back. Roll out the shoulders to the front. Release any tension. Beautiful. And now starting with your hands, just resting on your hip crease. We're going to think about drawing one shoulder in the direction of the opposite knee. Sitting back up. And now the opposite shoulder in the direction of the other knee. And rise. Drop that shoulder. And rise. Drop. Rise. Drop. Rise. Drop. Rise. Let's do two more singles. Drop, rise, and drop, rise. Beautiful. Let's walk those feet back in. So we have that nice 90-degree bend at the knees. We're going to hold on to the chair with both hands, picking up one foot. Let's roll out the ankle in one direction. If you hear any little noises, it's perfectly normal. That's okay. And let's roll the other way. Now we're going to place that heel down far away from us and then touch the toe close to the chair. So heel far away, toe close, and we're going to just walk that out to the side. Heel and toe walking forward and heel toe walking out to the side and heel toe walking forward once again, holding here. And placing that foot down. Now picking up the opposite foot and rolling out that ankle. And roll the other way. Beautiful. Now place that heel out far away. Toe close to the chair. Heel, toe, heel, toe. And let's walk it out to the side. Walk it forward. Walk it back out to the side. And walk it forward. Beautiful. And place that foot down. Okay, so let's get ready to work a little bit more on the lower body. So we're going to hold onto the chair with both hands. We're going to flex one foot. We're going to extend that leg out. Think about keeping the knee slightly bent. And we're just going to bring the leg out to the side and bring it back forward. Sitting nice and tall in your chair, feeling your quad engage, holding your leg up against gravity. Let's do 2 more. Beautiful. Let's lower that foot down. We're going to do the other side. So extend that foot. Keep your knee slightly bent, holding onto the chair with both hands. Take it out to the side and forward. Let's do 2 more. And set that foot down. Now let's come up onto our toes. Flatten the feet. Lift the toes off of the mat so you're on your heels. Lifting back so your heels are off the mat, pressing down onto the toes. Back to flat feet. Lift the toes off the mat, pressing into the heels. And let's alternate between lifting the heels off the mat and then lifting the toes off the mat. Heels off and toes off. Alternate heels to toes, to heels, toes, heels, toes. Let's do 2 more. Lifting the heels, lifting the toes. 1 more. Lifting the heels and lifting the toes. Beautiful. Now we're going to extend one leg forward. We're going to bring the opposite foot across the knee. We're going to hold on to that heel, hold on to the knee. I'd like you to exhale and lower towards the legs. Just holding here for 4 rounds of breath. Keeping the supporting knee slightly bent. Now 4 more breaths if you can. Lower a little bit closer to the legs. Remember that supporting knee is slightly bent. One last breath here. Let's slowly rise up. Let's place this foot down on the floor. Both feet once again, 90-degree bend at the knees. Now we're going to extend the opposite leg forward. Bring that knee across, grab that heel, keep the foot flexed to protect the knee. Exhale, lower towards the legs. Remember to keep the supporting knee slightly bent. Now if you can, 4 more breaths, lower a little closer. Feel that nice stretching sensation in the hip. Remember, supporting knee is slightly bent. One more breath. Slowly rise up, taking that foot off. Once again, both feet flat on the floor, 90-degree bend at the knees, glutes are on the chair. Resting your palms on your lap, sitting nice and tall, closing the eyes. Noticing your breath. Noticing the energy flowing through your body. Appreciating your body for all that it does for you. Taking a moment to scan your body, starting at the crown of the head, working down to the toes. One last opportunity to notice any changes from the scan at the start of class. Focusing again on your breath. And thinking about one thing today that you could be grateful for. Perhaps it's a beautiful day. Perhaps it's everything your body has done for you today. Perhaps it's something else. Find that one thing meaningful to you that you can be grateful for today. And let's focus for 3 more rounds of breath on that one thing. Bringing your hands together at heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with this practice, for taking this mindful time for yourself. It's so important. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.